Welcome back to a new episode in SUALVI. Today is day number 7, if I'm not wrong, of the 30 by 30 challenge. And in today's video, I got inspired by one of those like biplanes or planes that have that thingy in the front. If you remember the name of that thing, let me know in the comments. I want to post a picture of it. But yeah, I kind of got inspired by that because when I was younger, I remember seeing a plane when it was being turned on, one of those planes, and it had like that effect on it. So as I'm showing you right now, and it's that kind of effect. I wouldn't say you could call this a glitch effect because it's not really a glitch effect, but I'm gonna show you how to make this, and it's pretty simple and it only really involves masking. So let's start by opening a new Fusion composition. And then we are gonna create our background, and let's make a color. I like to make a color, as I said many times, because it makes it easier to like see. Oh, not a 3D text. Let's create a normal text, and we're gonna create the merger. Let's put it at the end screen so we see everything already, since it's not that complicated, right? So then what we're gonna do is, once we have our text, main title or whatever you have, and these probably could work better if you have like aerial shots, like drone shots or something. And the font that I'm using is called, EXO 2.0, if I'm not wrong. And that font, it's actually not a default font. I got that from a website called 1001fonts.com, if I'm not wrong, and it has a lot of like royalty-free fonts. So if you want to use that, you can. I'm gonna try to put a link in the description. All right, so let's just start. So the first thing that we need to do is create a mask and adjust the size of it to, let's make 2. And the reason for that is that for some reason, I'm not able to figure out how to move the pivot point. If I create a transform node, it's not really like letting me do that, like in After Effects or something. You can actually just simply move the center point to anywhere, so then it's easier to rotate. So let's just move these to the side there, and let's make it a little like thinner. And I increase the softness of the edge a little bit too. And then I did, for that one, I just copied 2 more masks, and I made them thinner. And then I copied this one and made it, I think it was the same size, but we can make it a little bit thinner again. And then I animated all of them. I put a keyframe on the angle of each of those. For 0, but we need to change the angle to 90 degrees in all of them, so it starts invisible. And it has a little bit too much of softness in it, so let's take it out of it. 0.11, and do the same for all of those. And make it angle number 9. Then what I did was I went to the frame 22, let's say, and I selected one of those, and I rotated a couple times in one direction. And then for this one, let's take it out all the way. And then for this one, the other direction. And then the bigger one, I did it like that. And then I went a couple frames ahead, and then that's when I like made it full on. There it goes. So then let's see how that looks. And then after that, I went, and for the end, I did something similar. I just animated all the angle frames again wherever they were. And after that, I want a couple frames and move, let's see, rectangle 1 a little bit, not all the way. And I have to change the softness of this one too. Let's see, 0.11, there it goes. And then I want a couple frames back. Basically just playing with the keyframes. Like that. Then just, as I said, just basically playing with the keyframes, because the idea of this is to not look like, it doesn't have to look super perfect, you know? And then after that, a couple more frames, I basically just took it all out. And that's how the animation ended. So then the next thing to do would be to go to the spline tool and select all of these. And then I press F and I press T and I change the ease out a little bit. And then the next thing that I did was I added the motion blur on the quality 5 and shutter angle 30 to all of the mask shapes. Then the last thing that you need to do would be to go back to your background node and then change it back to alpha. So then we can add this title to any other, on top of any other project without having any issues. So let's go and see how that looks. That's the first one that we had. Oh, it has to render also. Let's let it render. And once it renders, it should look like that. There it goes. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you tomorrow in the next episode of 30 by 30 by SUALVI.